Adam, Dave, Pat?
No.
Yeah.
David, thanks for your time. As always, good place to start as any. Squad news, Ben Gibson, how's he looking for this weekend?
Ben trained this week, most of the training, not all of the training sessions. He's in a good place. I have no concerns for everything what comes after Coventry, but he will not be in the squad for Saturday.
And in terms of the guys you had up at Preston, any issues there, any concerns, anybody you monitoring from that group?
No, everybody looks in a good place. Good week of training, so hopefully tomorrow everything goes to plan, and then we have more or less the same squad available.
Okay, and obviously we're here discussing Coventry or the game at Coventry on Saturday, but just a postscript on Preston, really. I'd be interested, what were your reflections when you got back and you debriefed it and you had a bit of time to think about it and deconstruct it? Was it kind of how you felt watching it live on the day, in terms of what pleased you, what didn't please you?
No, after I've watched back, obviously, I still have seen a good game. I think I have to tell the truth, it was a good game, yes it was, but it was only one game. I was able to feel, let's call it a relief after this, 4 or 5 weeks without a win. I think all of us, especially of the lads, needed it, because the performance against Blackburn, I think, was okay as well without the right outcome. And now they performed again on a good level with a positive result as well. This was good. This helps for sure. But I also felt immediately the ambition, and that they've known it was a first step, and that we have to be very focused, very concentrated to go some further steps. And we've done it in training. Everything what I've seen in training this week was exactly what I hoped and expected, that they still like to be focused, get messages on board. We had another week of training, which obviously should help us, and hopefully we can make another step on Saturday.
Probably obvious to state, but that win, and as you say, maybe that sense of relief, have you felt an extra spring in the step, as we say in this country this week with the boys, that extra boost of confidence? Is that giving them a bit more buoyancy for this training week?
No, to be honest, it was good as well. So I said this before, and I said this because I felt that they were and are very open-minded. They really wanted to get information across. They really wanted to do good, get the information on board and try to deliver on the training pitch, and this is what they have done. And obviously you always hope and think when they've done it in training, they should do it in the games as well, but games are always a little bit different, and that they've done it, I think this is the important thing, and this is the most important thing, that they still keep the hunger and the desire, because this was, apart from the performance, I think everybody felt that we all together really wanted it. So we were the ones who were aggressive. We were the ones who have shown the intensity and the energy. And this is crucial in our game. And this is what I expect from us. Every game, every weekend, week in, week out. And with this, and with the support which we had, and I hear that we have more than 2,500 away supporters Saturday again, with this energy which they will give us for sure. I have hope, and I'm confident that we can perform on a good level again.
I was going to come on to that support. It would appear it's going to be at Coventry, but as we're just sort of getting to know you really now, and your methods and how you work, just interested in how do you debrief games with the players? Do you want that input from them? Do you sit down and have lots of meetings the day or two after the game, or are you more?
What's the meaning of a lot? Well, maybe if you ask the player, they say there are a lot, and I say no. No, it's. I think it's daily business. Obviously, we have meetings. We have video meetings. We have conversations with individuals, with the group, with the whole team. Especially at the beginning, it's a hell of a work to do, and I said this before. Every game helps us, because this means we can work with ourselves and not with video footage from previous teams or other games, we can work with our own video footage, and this absolutely helps, because obviously every player gets it better on board if he sees himself, and this is what we've done, and this means we have a lot of meetings, trainings, conversations, but for me it's more or less usual business, and for the players it will be in the future as well.
Okay. And of the players, just interested to get your thoughts on the two South American lads, Nunes and Sara. What are your first impressions of them? Because they obviously both came in this past summer. Is that acclimatised into a new culture, a new country, a new style of football as well? But, you know, working with them in the first two weeks or so, what's your sort of impressions of that?
I think first and foremost I can say these are two wonderful characters. So both of them are, they always have a smile on their face. I think they really settled in very, very well in the group and in the football club. So everybody here in the place loves them, and this is great to see. Obviously that they are technical, great footballers as well. We've seen they can be dangerous for goals. Yes, it's a certain style which they play in South America, and a different style to the style which we play here in Europe, especially in England. But I think now after nearly 5-6 months, they adapted pretty well. I've spoken with them. It's quite funny because obviously the temperature is not what they are used to, but they are prepared with gloves and whatever you need. But yeah, I think it's a totally new experience now at this time of the year. They told me what they really miss is the light. It's get quite early dark, and it's long dark as well. But they are very, very good characters, and I'm very happy to work with them. And
in terms of the footballing skill set, what they bring, are they the type of midfielders that you like to work with, that you can feel fitting into your system, your strategy? Yeah, absolutely. So as I said, they are very, very good footballers technically, and they have football brain as well. Obviously, the physicality. This is something what they adapt and what they did already. That they adapt, but this is something I think what is the biggest difference. So take care of the ball in every single situation, because if not, you can get punished, and this is something which we work on. But they are as well very, very open-minded. So, and if I ask my players to leave their comfort zone in the future, to get better, to make a step in the right direction, to come on another level, these two guys for sure, they left their comfort zone. If somebody comes aboard and not like me from Germany, 500 kilometers to England, this is nothing special. But this guy's, 15,000 kilometers from South America, they left their comfort zone. They really did. And this only shows what brave characters they are. And I'm 100% sure they will be the right signings for us. And I think they already have shown it. Thoughts on Coventry? Very close fought game there. Looks like at Burnley last week, which you obviously suggest that a tough team to maybe break down. I think they've had recent wins against Watford and West Brom, so on their day they can cause you problems. I think, is that fair to say? Yeah, it's fair enough. So it's a top team. This is not a shadow of a doubt. The footballing team, they like to have the ball. They like to play football. We highly respect them. Yes, we do, but this doesn't change that we like to win this game, and that we are, like always, be focused on us, that we do our stuff right, that we attack the right spaces, that we defend the right spaces as well, and that we can make another step in the right direction. First and foremost, be focused on your performance, try to make sure that you win your battles, and hopefully then the result will follow. As you say, we've already clearly got the sense it's about you and your players and trying to impose what you want to do. But in terms of compared to Preston, will they give you different problems or present you with different problems, do you think? Yeah, there's a different team, different style, different opponent, obviously, yes. But I think most important is we are aware what we will face, and we let the players know everything what they have to know. But the most important thing is, as I said, that we play to our strength, that we show exactly the energy and intensity which we need for our football game, and then I'm quite confident that we can be successful. And as you say, to help you in that endeavour, you touched on it earlier, as it stands, 2,500 supporters. You were very quick to point out how big a role the guys who came to Preston. It's obviously going to be twice as many again. Is it really pleasing so early that you feel you've got that connection, that the fans can see what's happening now on the pitch and are fully behind you, what you and the boys are trying to do? That must give you a lift, because as you've said all along, you need that togetherness.
Yeah, absolutely. And what the supporters have shown so far was just incredible. And I'm very happy and very glad that the players were able to pay back with their performances in the last two games, and obviously with the last result. And this should continue for sure. It can only be the start for all of us. So we are now together for 2.5 weeks. We have done the right steps in the right direction, and now we have to make sure, first and foremost, we on the grass, that the supporters can be proud of us, and this is what we try to do. Listen, like always, I can't promise a result. I have no idea. Hopefully we will win, but I have no idea. But what I can promise is that we will work our socks off on Saturday again to perform on the highest level.
Apologies in advance, I'm going to ask you a few on the transfer window. I know you said you can keep asking through the window. You might not be able to tell us all the time.
It's your job.
That's it, yeah. But Todd Campbell, there's a few reports in Scotland this afternoon saying that maybe there's agreement between the two clubs, Rangers and Norwich, and maybe we're at the medical stage. What can you say?
And it's my job to give you always the same answer. So it's transfer window. You can ask me, but if nothing is finally agreed, I think it makes no sense to keep the speculations. I said it regarding Todd. We gave him the time to decide his future. It isn't decided so far. Everything what I heard is it's on a good way, but it isn't decided. So let's keep this short transfer window is open. This means there are speculations. I think to discuss any individual makes no sense.
Okay, understood. Well, let's deal with specifics. John Tompkinson, you've allowed him to go out on loan to Stevenage. Is that difficult balancing that between maybe what's right for the lad and getting him some regular game time, like Barley at Plymouth, but obviously counterbalancing that you've got enough cover in those positions in your squad?
Yeah, exactly. This is always exactly what we have to balance right. Do we have enough cover for these positions? On the centre-back position, I think we have. And this is why we made the decision. I think for Jonathan it would be great to get game time under his belt, maybe to win promotion as well, what is always important for such a young lad. So we covered this position pretty well, and I said this before. I've seen enough in the academy that I know they can help us out in training, or even if we need them for more in the future. Just
on the aspect about possibly you've got cover already in the group. I mean, would Longy maybe come into your thoughts if you needed to, because he has played there on occasion in the Premier League as well? Yeah, I'm so happy that so far Longy was able to follow our training regime more or less every single session. He got now his first 15 minutes under his belt as well, which is huge after a 5 months injury. Obviously he needs further time. He needs further game time as well, and this is what we try to deliver him. I'm 100% sure he will be a big player for us in this season and in the future, because he's such an intelligent footballer, can cover different positions, a very good character as well. But obviously, if you were out for more than 5 months, you need the time to adapt. Everything what he has shown so far excites me a lot. The other one, obviously, another young player, Tony Springett, he's gone to Derby again. On the face of it, looks a very good loan move for him, because they're going to be competing at the right end of League One. But on the specific point, obviously we know the situation with Christos Zolis and Emilio Rashica, Poeta as well, clearly maybe not in the short term an option for you. Are you comfortable you've got enough in those wide areas, those winger areas in the group? Yeah, I think this was exactly the same like for Jonathan on the centre-back position. So there were the option to give him this loan, and he was keen on the loan as well. And this is very important for me as well, that a player really is keen on this loan, that he likes to go to another club and make his impact. Because if we push them, I think this makes no sense. And I think we are covered in this position as well. And for Tony, it's exactly the same. Hopefully he get his minutes in a Derby team,
where they play in front of a lot of home supporters as well. Hopefully he can win promotion and comes back with more experience in senior football. This is exactly the idea. And then we adjust or assess it in the summer again, what is best. Hopefully he can get the shirt for us in the next season then.
Just a final one. I mean, you said when you first came in and people asking about, do you want to bring players in this month? You said, I need to assess this group. Are you still very much in that phase, or are you now beginning to formulate as we get towards the end of the window if there are one or two gaps you might need to address?
No, I'm still in the routine to assess, but the truth is as well now, after we know we will have no game next weekend against Birmingham because this would be got rescheduled. Obviously, I have the time next week to speak with our recruitment department and with all the guys like Neil and Stuart who are involved in this decision, what could be best for us in the future.
So are you leaving the door open maybe to bring in one or two in before the end of the window?
Yeah, listen, as I said, it's transfer window time. I think it's important to leave all the doors open in all the directions, because if I will close them today and anything happens tonight, so then I close the door, it makes no sense.
Yeah, understood. Thanks, David. Good luck, Sam.
Thank you.
Just a couple from me, David. I mean, you mentioned that Birmingham game. Given obviously how I mean, you've had 2 full weeks in terms of training, but is that a good thing, I suppose, the fact that Birmingham game has now been pushed back in terms of you being able to work on the training pitch?
Yeah, I understand your question, but to be fair, I can look on it from both sides. Normally, as I said, every game helps, so give us games as quick as possible. But on the other hand, time on the training pitch without the game on the weekend, obviously, then you can get much more messages across than normally, because in a normal week when you have to prepare your team for a game, there have to be the moment where you have to be focused on the opponent a little bit, and now when you don't have this, you have more time to really get more focused on yourself and what you like to do better in the future or different in the future, and this is obviously the advantage which you have.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll ask you about Tammy Pukki. I mean, 2 goals at the weekend, which is some start for him under you. I mean, what have you found? I know you've spoken as the strikers as kind of a collective, that 3 really strong group that you have, but what have you made of Timu specifically?
He's an interesting guy because he's such a calm character, but he has humor as well. So I really like him, and he has unbelievable football brain. So for a striker, so he knows the game inside out. He knows when to receive the ball in the half spaces, when to run in behind. Obviously, he has great technique. Can finish with both feet. Even in the air, he has some quality. So he's a top class striker. There's not a shadow of a doubt, and I think we can be very happy to have him in our team.
Just last one for me. Obviously, with him, I think his contract expires at the end of the season. I mean, I know you've only been in the door a couple of weeks, it might be quite difficult for you to answer, but in terms of where that situation is, I mean, what's kind of your understanding of it? And I guess as a second part, would you like to sort of extend his contract if that became a possibility?
Yeah, obviously you like to have quality players in your squad and in your team. I think this is something I have to discuss with Stuart. Everything what I've heard is that Timo has an offer, I think, since a few months or since last summer on the table. I think he said that he maybe likes to make his thoughts till the summer, what he likes to do or likes to decide, and this is his right. So he has a contract till the summer, which I'm very pleased with. Hopefully we can longer work together, and maybe not. This is time of the part of the business. I think 4 months is a long time in football, and then we know more. But first and foremost, I'm very happy to have him in our team.
Good stuff. Thank you, David.
Thank you.